Well, the political party of the Labor must have had a lot of influence and money to put this person, the people behind moving those strings. I would like to know why we don't look into what is behind the doings of the United States. So it's been manipulated through the media. Donald Trump has been wanting to attack UK. Mm. And there's people behind Donald Trump, of course. That is Bill Gates putting the tech titans against the world's interest and invitation. And Elon Musk as well, because they are investors from United States and people that think to own the world because they have some devices or machines. But there are investors behind that invest and know the world interests that surpass that. You cannot take a country or its treasury through those methods. That's a loss of time. When I look at this new character, because I am not a politician, I am not every day working with politics, I'm not even from United Kingdom. And I am a resident here. So I ask my questions, how has he been pulled up here? Um, so I come to think everyone deserves a chance to be celebrated. Yeah. Like I think of the frustration of my father and how he would say being a journalist of politics is being a frustrated leader. And maybe he said it to others. He was saying it about others. He would never speak bad about himself. Then I said, but you are a journalist. Because I remember I said, but you are a journalist. But he was saying it because that's what he meant. When he looked at me very firmly, is the way he would speak. As a man, he was very manly. Rest in peace. And my mother loved him for that. I did not really understand why he was just sometimes so manly, like annoying. Like, what is your problem? Um, but he was teaching me about something I had no idea in the world of politics. Um, I could feel his frustration. Um, how much he would have wished to be a president himself after supporting so many presidents in a country like Venezuela, which is a jungle politics and very wild. He said he would enjoy it more than if it was in Europe or United States, because there was always drama and wilderness. That it would be very boring is if he worked in Europe, Spain, because he was born in Spain, and he regretted 2 times saying that if he was born in Venezuela, he could run for president in Venezuela. That was the only reason that stopped him. But of course, he made his life and connections in Venezuela. For him was a dishonor to become a teacher or professor in Madrid. So he would rather not work. It's what my mother said. He said because he has a world in Venezuela. He does not have here in Madrid. So this is the feeling I have when I look at Burnham. And it's very frustrating for everyone, even if you are British from United Kingdom. Not everyone gets to be a prime minister. Why was he chosen? Will United States continue with the drama to redirect their own drama? Which is obvious, of course. The reason of it all takes a lot of parts and conditions by its nature. Way to know from the highest score who can manage and have absolute power and control. For those who can dominate, is because they have the command to do so. A person of such power would never sabotage itself. Giving the power is natural, is administrative to such to go higher. So, without a doubt, I am not of that kind, of course. I had studied a name for my daughter when I was pregnant. So I was going to call my baby Andrew, whatever it was, a female or a male. Andrea. In Italian, they call it Andrea. In Spanish, it's only for feminine. But I really like the meaning of Andrew because it's being like a warrior on the outside world and kind and gentle in the inside world. So you would call him Andrew, not Andy. First, because it is a name of power, its full name, you would not call Donald Trump Donnie. And here comes Donnie Trumpy. Donnie Trump. Or you wouldn't call Elon Musk Ellie Trump. Here comes L Trump, Ellie Trump, Ellie Musk. They're both like same person lately. Power corrupts. I know from roleplay, that's for sure. Because I wanted it, everyone, I had to remain quiet, allowing people to do what they own without without siding anyone. So is part of the character, I would say. You can have many characters, but you always have your main character. So I remember when I started Game Master saying to a friend I had introduced role play, and I was just role playing with her, and because you teach someone by role playing, you don't tell people what to do. So he gave her a name, Night Wolf, because White Wolf was not powerful enough. It would consume her away if she only would show light and goodness. So they say, well, it will help you to carry on stronger without being dominated. So I remember the game master wanted to put her against me. So he made her betray everything I gave to her. At the end, he died because he didn't have something. You need a certain power to manage that power. That power is love, no matter how dark it gets. You need that for the long run. That is something sustainable for all your relationships and the memory of them. So it's not about forgiving, because people have the freedom to do as they may. And when I train my friends from scratch, I always say they will be emperors and gods, not my friends. And they will fight for freedom with their own power. And those are sentences that I would fight for to defend them, even when they would become an adversary against me. Loyalty exists when you take care of the board. You can conspire against people so they don't have enough power, but you're doing that against yourself. All you need is more people to be creative. So the energy field is beautiful by its magnitude. So anyone can roll, and anyone can learn. Abusing is part of learning. You wouldn't do that if you knew better. And you know when it works, and when your heart gets rotten and sickening and poisoned by a bloody thirst fever, which is very well known for those who went to the west side of America in United States, in the Wild West. That is a character trait from the investors who are moving the strings behind this coordinate. Is a fever of gold. It's old, but not that ancient. We all carry that. If you could remember, You might have had ancestors that stopped working for the Templars because they became corrupted and would rather live in the fields, taking care of the sheep, than raping women, killing them, and abandoning them. Or thinking they are so supreme as an order of a highest important core to protect each other and take from the power that they were giving to just care. These are stories of Templars who kept moving, right? These are character traits, of course. We exchange character traits and use them like cards. We draw and compose music, create machines, houses, roads, ships, spaceships, and still are looking to travel with the speed of the time while everything is moving so slow by those who need to do a decision. So it is time to celebrate one another. It's nice to see Stammer helping his friend. Uh, Andrew Burnham. So I guess he's going to burn a lot of pigs. Will he burn the pigs that gave him the money to be there? Like there's a Spanish saying that every pig has his hour or its hour, meaning you don't need an explanation for that, but it means that every corrupted person has its day. But you have to understand that these are sayings that are being said from highest courts, where what else can you do? You never ate before from so much wealth and start to become so corrupted. What is this power for if you really get to acknowledge the true dimensions of a fortress that is vaster than you? So, Andrew is a respectful name. We are all unique, and Prince Andrew has been the most shared name in the history of humanity. So, Andrew is a well known name to say whether it's bad or good, has been well known. Yeah. Andrew Burnham. So it has a stronger connotation there. I studied many names before registering my daughter. She was registered by the age of 1 year and 4 months. I was still looking for another name to call her first name. Phonetically, it had to be a soft name, but still strong. Andrea, Andrew. So it comes from the A. The A is of the heart, and the E is of communications. The U is for the first chakra that's connected to the earth, the values, and the relations through values that are also sex. How we walk in life through our domains. What are the roads we walk on the material plane? So there's a you, the son of the you, Andrew. So there are a lot of like grounding sounds there. Burnham, and then the heart. It's not much of an E, of a, like William that has a, is here the I. So well, there are many characters in United Kingdom. I am all for celebrations. I am not here to put somebody or take someone as a prime minister. I know that it takes a lot of people, it takes a village. I wish United Kingdom to be respected. They want to take a big part of the cake. The United Kingdom is fighting for the nations of the world to bring balance. And Andrew Burnham said, for the stability of the world. So he does look very good with the tailor's suit. When he was in the parliament with a tie, he does not look good in black. But of course, he's he's from where Beatles are. So it seems the Labour Party wants him. It seems everyone agrees. We'll see. I'm not watching every day. I don't, because one thing is when you're talking to the people, another time is when you're talking with the parliament. So, you know, you might be right, you might be wrong, but the way you speak doesn't make me want to listen for longer. Yeah. Is there anything like, some people study the word and its values. So it's very important to have a good team that is together. Why is Tamar being removed? Why did he resign? Because why? Are they giving money behind? Who's giving money behind? Is it the multimedia? Everything that Elon Musk is tweeting and Trump pushing, like to make them stand up to the leaders of the world. So this is very interesting to see. So let's try to call Donnie Trump. What, do you have to put somebody all fat and tall so he thinks he's the boss? It just, just talk about yourself all the time. That's it. That's all you got, right? And just go there and shit everyone so you stand out. Wow, there you go. Very good. These people are just marketers and warriors, wannabe kings. It's very sad. It's very sad. The crown is in your heart. People don't know this. They are looking after the jewelry. They're looking after the possessions. They're looking to have another cover. All those are marbling objects to create the theater of God. The opera of God. We are all part. So be careful. People deserve to celebrate and share good news when they go to work without being attacked and bullied. Remember that you can trace if you gotta slow down to trace all the court cases and information from, for example, if you just hire 20 people to trace how tech titans, like for example Facebook, had been bullying Instagram and WhatsApp, bullying and hacking nonstop, so they buy it. All right. I have been threatened with the videos they send me through the algorithms that I have to surrender. Yeah. They use my words because they would use it on any vulnerable person that is led to go on a gun shooting to dramatize the show and make someone look like a hero, martyr, to create more scandals, more fame. That's cheap publicity. So why are you following a narrative to bring Stammer out? Who's paying for this behind? So Trump was complaining when he returned from the G7, and then he stopped to change a bit the narrative, saying they want more money. And then he was like trying to. I already gave with military already some time back because they know very well what they have stolen. They have taken information from all the world. They are copying. I'm only one representative of so many people they have stolen their work. Apart from people who've become suicidal because all their life were stolen, because they invested all their life. But still, when you can trace all the evidence, all the reports of how they just sold these companies so they are not harassed anymore and hacked anymore. Well, I've been hacked 2 weeks non-stop. I still cannot enter on my page that has many domains. Check the self that has the world is a stage and behind the scene besides many others, like my name and last name. So they they really believe. Because when I woke up, like, I can make many movies, but I don't want people to follow my makeup stories. I am only here for people to have their creativity and responsibility. You can see that in fantasy realms, as in the tech globe map, that has existed already throughout the centuries and millennia. It just can now be traced to prevent corruption. But when you go into a higher consciousness to delegate on such degree, you let go of all conditionings where you were thought to be like that with those who belong to that level. Yeah. So you cannot be taking care of all this unless you delegate. Yeah. So it's simple like that. Now, why would men hate women so much to not pay their work and can take care of their children? Like Elon Musk going in other pages, say, with fake domains where they just they just shout nonsense instead of going and do an Osho dynamic meditation to filter all your shit, because you are just filtering the shit of the world, and just, I'm going to leave you motherless. Like the person starts to become delusional. It's malevolence. There is a very old ancient approach to win because of being a loser. So in roleplay, you know this because you're constantly playing with powerful characters and characters that have no power. You go from light to dark equally. You need to. You find out you need to. You cannot stay in one because it starts to lose its three-dimensional relations. So you bring that back to life, back and forth. So this is when you're not with yourself all the time. So the mediocrity of a person that's on a first dimension, only investing in himself and his image, is all his life fighting against others to invest in himself. Yeah, that's unidimensional consciousness. So all the people that need to learn from whom they are, they need to do that as well. This is the first generation of internet. This is why people are doing that. The general average person, because people don't know what sense of property. People know who they are, what creation can run through you, giving the freedom. Because you can copy words of freedom and not know what freedom is. So it is very painful when people love you because of your money or what they think you are. When you made that belief, yeah. So how are you gonna get out of that? That is your problem. So I see this condition in many men, if not all. So they must think that the rest of the world is conspiring against them. So this is a narrative they have put around the tech titans, that they want to take their patrimony when they've taken the patrimony of the nations and their people. It's history as well. So let's say I go and hang my clothes there, right? And I make hangers so people can hang their clothes. And people hang their clothes there. And now I say, all your clothes belongs to me. And with that, everything you do, because you cannot walk out without clothes, right? So if you want to manipulate them, you just take their clothes out. But people were sold, we're just going to scan this and you can have the scan. That was the agreement. And you can have this for free. You won't have to scan it. Things like that, right? In the libraries of France and the universities in United Kingdom. So I'm selling you one thing that was agreed, and then I do another. So that's how Trump is selling to have taken over Venezuela. Of course, Venezuela know very well how rapists and abusers are, so they rather not fall into that because we are we are born there with a lot of problems. So we have a lot of people like Donald Trump or Elon Musk. All right, we have narco traffic of the world going through Venezuela, and we have a lot of criminality. So we all have a criminal mind in Venezuela to protect from criminals as well. You make relations with them, but criminals don't follow the law. They think to be above the law. So when you use the law in favor, you become a good person. So don't triangulate against me when you are giving so much power in the beautiful essence of this work. So have some respect towards the people of the world, the layers of its land, their own domains, and the percentage that's fulminating through everyone. Because you know very well that if United Kingdom doesn't have X and the rest of the world makes their own platforms, so we're not bullied, like in Venezuela, we will have to see we will get back to that when Elon Musk and Trump are taken out of power from multimedia, because you are learning from power you never had. So no one in the human history has touched these levels of power. So who is here to guide us with our love, with understanding of its measurements? So when you put together the world that's bigger than your screens, yeah, you will understand it. I cannot understand it until I see it. How can you understand something you don't see? That's in the Bible. It's been said, you will love me without seeing me. But it's good to see what people need in the world, so the industry can help as well for what they want to do. The exchange and symbiosis of trusts, credit, learning to credit, learning self-expression. So we're learning, yeah. We're still learning. I mean, Keir Starmer didn't have to renounce. We 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 should. I mean, like we cannot be putting our attention on war zone, because that would mean that we're fighting against, and that's against diplomacy and the soft power the United Kingdom has. So the world is watching the bullies and the harassments, and we're helping it to stop. So as well, Israel, to stop. You've been hurt by the terrorists. You've hurt also their people by their beliefs of the promised land. So have the promised land. When you feel it in your hearts that you have landed, you would stop all these fights and nonsense. Stammer can appreciate another in the same way the Labour Party will appreciate when they lose their power. Yeah. So just enjoy your time. We all are suffering by watching this. We like stability. Of course, I don't like either to see Stammer go or being insulted, because he's being a gentleman. He was not a gentleman to Boris Johnson. I don't like to see a woman in the Tories bickering when there is a lot to say about what matters. Of course, I would like Jacob to be the prime minister. He should go to join the Labour Party. They just choose him, and maybe they can learn some class, which I do admire and I don't have. I do have. I do have class. I love to classify. So I classify myself, constantly putting myself with different characteristics and studying character. And I'm always classifying and looking to build new characters and realms. And I love to do that again and be with my children to see a better world. So this stage is over. So when you stop tweeting so much, you might find something that you're looking, and fulfill your imagination to maybe move your body in a private place to express. We all have the potential to kill and hate and go crazy. Also the priest, the pope, and the bishop. So it's not all about Jesus, because he means your business and church. There are a lot of people alive right now that matter. There are people who were our teachers and professors and masters, and I love to give them credit. It's not against the church or Jesus. Because if I bring you Jesus right now, you will reject him, because it's about your idea of Jesus that you sell and makes you be. So there is a arrogance there that pretends to be humble by talking about somebody else. to position yourself, because it's in your marriage, right? And you are humble. But if I bring you Jesus right now, you will reject him because it's against your ideal, your fantasy, your creation of a man that existed, made out of flesh, like you, like I, like my teachers, my professors and masters. So I'm a role player. We have, in Spanish, we call a teacher maestro. So it's a different translation and understanding. Jesus won his hierarchy by saying he was the Son of God. That altered the priests of the Hebrew temples, because he was putting himself above them. So they could not say anything back. So you learn all these plays in role play as well. It's not about that. It's not about taking Jesus away. If you honor somebody else, you gotta honor India, the people from Persia. You gotta honor all the people you love, whatever it ended up good or bad. You gotta honor people's wives and husbands. You gotta honor so many people that are alive right now, because they also represent other hierarchies of their own domains. And we're not living in 2,000 years ago. So you're teaching to Christians, but how can you convert people without understanding this retribution? Because they also have their masters and their ancient teachings within them. And stories to have fun and not take so seriously. There's just stories that go in the wind. New stories come. We're here to do something that is just very, very pragmatic. Report. I need this. I want to work this. That's how can I get my human rights, right? So if you see me in your dreams, I really appreciate that you just see me being present. I am not doing anything. I'm just being present. All right? You will have a memory cell that can define what is a dream from an illusion to fantasy. They have put all this away from the dictionary of the matrix, which the meanings of gods have when it's about manipulating reality, because manipulating is a word that comes from creating. The hand means mano, all right? So it's emanating through your creation. So it's not bats, yeah? It has the manipulation, yeah? So respecting other people's limits and their own creation, unless it is bad. Sometimes it is bad for themselves, and there need to be interventions. What do you know? How can you? We all need that as well from one another. If we can learn to have a better projection as well towards the people that listen to us, if you like to be listened. So if people chose you to be there, there must be a reason. I don't know. So it's good. It's good to know, to pay interest. Um, Stammer can be next to him to teach him, become his friend. It's not easy to be a prime minister of such a powerful country. So we'll see if Donald Trump continues to bully on Elon Musk. It is on their own terms, decisions. See where is your split. It's better you go role play with fantasy. Don't take it seriously. This is not who you are. These are just logos, meanings. You just do dynamic meditation and scream and shout and let all that arrogance, inner, and like anger, because you thought to win through anger and violence and make him believe and trash and continue while being trashed. So there is a deep victim in there as well with the victimizer, and that plays with the hero. So it's like discovery of the self. But the love that you see through it all is something to witness when you are there. Because you see the energy, you see the habitat of the people, you see their potential, you see their sense of property and power and joy. And this is better than any artifact. This is why people do things and go to places and rest in peace, having lived totally. There is very corrupted love, and people have not found love. Some have, for the love of money and social status. Have you really asked the person how it feels? What is it missing? Have you gone to a spiritual journey to pork yourself? Because when you mature, you don't love in the same way, and you understand why. Because you become more responsible. You want to give that story. What would you do to give another story? You would ask yourself with such maturity, if you have conceived that level. You would ask yourself, when you're so untouchable, you would like to be with people like you, and appreciate them, that they are also helping you as you're helping them to make a better world. So there are better shows to create on Parliament. These people should study philosophy. That's where politics came from. They should study the Greek philosophers, where it came from initially, to have a more pleasant look at what they talk. uh, the more resentfulness there is, because this society needs to heal as well and prevent sickness, social sickness. Self-expression is not it alone. So while in America they're free to kill and carry guns and protect themselves and shoot, kill or be killed, whatever, you have the power to be found and put to jail or not. In Europe, we share totally different lifestyle where we even go naked in the beach or not, because there is always a seaside for your kind without judging other ones. There's no need to kill anyone. So Europe has that from the initiation of civilization to the world. And these are the last days of civilization. These new generations are coming forward with artificial intelligence as well, and a humankind that needs less material and more heart. But you cannot celebrate without music. And talented people that gather together to create the best musicians, as philosophers, prophets, poets, and scientists to only do what's priority by law. You don't need to become a genius anymore because you found grace, eternal grace. That's priority among. So don't triangulate me when there is something stronger to unite you. It's very easy to have something in common, to insult something that is a gift, well earned. All right? Peace. Bye. Make it faster if possible. I just want my children and to take care of my family. It's already good enough for me to watch how creative people bring goodness in a good way. That's a lot. The powerful activate their powers. That is my favorite part, to be an observer. Thank you so much. A good listener. That's why I listen to the ideas that talk by itself, but themselves in my imagination. So yes, that's what I expect from you, nor less. Thank you.